Northern Cape. Very good morning to you again, Palisa. Over to you.
Sawubona Simpiwe, and a very good morning to our viewers once again. Like Simpiwe said, we're still coming to you live from Carnarvon here in the Northern Cape. I must say, this is one of the hottest. It is extremely hot here. We landed in Kimberley yesterday. I thought Kimberley was hot yesterday, but come to Carnarvon, it's extremely hot here. I don't know on what temperatures are we sitting on TAT, but TAT will let us know during his weather update next. Well, we promised during our previous crossing, while we were speaking to the Minister of Communications, Faith Mutambi, that we will bring SENTECH into the conversation so that they can simplify for us DTT, what it means, migration from analog to digital and the importance of it, and as to whether it will be visible to you viewers at home. Let us just welcome here on the show the CEO of SENTECH, Ubab Mamlamli Boy. Good morning to you and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Palisa, and good morning to the listeners.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Talk to us about the role of SENTECH in this whole digital migration process.
SENTECH is an infrastructure company owned by the government. Our role has been to roll out the infrastructure nationally, and we started it in 2008, and we have actually covered the nation on terrestrial infrastructure deployment. About 84% approximately of the nation is covered by terrestrial transmission network, and the rest of the network or the rest of the population is covered by satellite, which is the area where we're standing on now, which is in Carnarvon. This is an SKA area which is covered by satellite because there is a requirement to make sure that there is no terrestrial interference in the SKA area. Our role as SENTECH has been to make sure that the network or the terrestrial television network is available to everybody in the nation, and this is what we've achieved to date. What does it mean then to go from analog to digital? You asked me the question. Television started in South Africa in about 1976, where we had an analog television. What analog means is that the picture that you see is coded in an analog fashion or in a continuous wave fashion, if I may put it that way. Digital television, then it means the content that we see is coded digitally in zeros and ones to make it simpler. Okay. So it makes sure that the content is actually of good quality in terms of the visual content, and also the audio content is of good quality because it gives you a CD quality type of audio.
Okay, so are you saying that from now on the viewers will be able to see clearer pictures, they will be able to even hear clearer sound?
From now on, as you tune into a digital television system, you will have an opportunity to see multiple channels, and secondly, you'll see, or rather you'll experience a good quality audio, and you'll have options. I think broadcaster is a grand opportunity for content production because you will have a platform. We have a platform currently which can hold multiple channels. So the capacity is vast, so there is opportunity for local content production and broadcasting of local content. Yeah.
But it must have been quite a difficult journey, I take, especially for you, SENTECH, to go through this process. Talk to us about the challenges that you perhaps encountered along the way.
The journey has been long, but I must thank my technical team at SENTECH. We've got a great team of engineers who are very dedicated. Started from the planning phase of this network to the deployment phase, and it was a very fast-track project where we had to make sure that we get it onto each and every transmitter site. We've got more than 200 transmitter sites, high power sites nationally, but close to 300 sites, which includes the low power sites like where we're standing now. What were the challenges for us as we're deploying the network? I think just the logistics of making sure that we meet our deadlines to roll out the network. Currently, the network is rolled out nationally, and we're happy to say that as SENTECH, we can switch off analog when the nation is ready to do so.
All right. Now, as I was doing my research for this broadcast, Babui, I came across a certain information saying that there was interference. I want you to explain that to us. There was interference specifically here in the Northern Cape due to the fact that this area is an SK area. What kind of interference was that, and how will digital minimize such interferences in the future?
The requirement of the SKA, which is a square kilometer array, is that you should have a radio quiet zone, which means terrestrially on the ground, there should be no transmission that is going to interfere with the electronic telescopes which are being deployed in the SKA area. So when they said there was an interference from a terrestrial transmission, it meant that the levels of signal from a transmitter were higher than the required level or the stipulated level, and therefore we needed to make sure that we remove the interference so as not to interfere with the SKA telescopes which are being deployed in this area.
Okay, no, I think you've simplified that for us. But what will happen to this transmitter where we're standing here this morning? I know the minister will just join us shortly now just to officially switch off the analog. But what will happen to it? Will it still be off use?
Well, the transmitter that we're going to be switching off now, we will decommission it or remove it from where it is and maybe put it in a museum somewhere. But the benefit of switching off to the end user is that each person must have a set-top box, which we're very grateful to our sister company, USASA, who has been very instrumental in bringing all these set-top boxes to this area here. So all the viewers in this area will receive that digital content. For us as SENTECH, we'll make sure that wherever we've removed or switched off our analog transmission, we will leave the environment in a best state. We will not leave junk in the mountains where we have our transmitters.
All right, let's just hold the thought right there. That's the CEO of SENTECH, Ubabe Mlamlibwe, talking to us about the role of SENTECH in this whole migration process. Let me just invite the Minister of Communications, Faith Mutambi, again, because now the moment that we've all been waiting for, Minister, you switching off analog now. You will be able to see the difference. We've got two television sets down there. They'll be able to show you what happens when she switches off analog as we going digital now. Should I count down?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. There we go. There we are. That's the Minister of Communications, Faith Mutambi. Wow. Switching off analog now. Northern Cape officially migrated to a digital, like they were explaining earlier on, that you'll get to see clearer pictures. The sound quality on your radio stations will be much, much more clearer. Ropeta.
Hi, Rikulibu, Palesa, Zuchimbira, Zikoitea. It's happening right here in the Eastern Cape. Well done, South Africa.
It certainly is, Minister. But I do know that the program continues because we're going to be going down to Canavan Primary School. What will happen there?
Yes, we just then announce the official switch off. And then we're interacting with the communities. I would like to invite you to come there so that you hear it from the people. Remember, this about developmental communication, people telling their stories. And then so that people don't even think that it's an exaggeration. It's really happening. It's happening here in the Northern Cape. It's happening in South Africa. We are part of the international agenda now.
It is indeed happening as Minister just switched off analog to digital now. So we'll be going down to Canavan Primary School because we're actually standing on top of the hill now where the transmitter is. It's been switched off. Like Usio was saying, they'll probably go put it somewhere at the museum. It's of no use now. But we're going to the primary school and we'll get to speak to some of the beneficiaries. So on Scan Afrikaans, Speaky Prat, make sure that you do stay tuned to Morning Live, and back to you in studio for now.